Welcome back, everyone, to the Kids Corner here at the Ward World Championship. Today we are going to make another bird, this time an owl, and we are using our recycled materials again. I know that a list went out to people earlier so they could start collecting, but if you did not receive that and you're wondering what it is that we need to make this cute little guy, we're going to use boxes, corrugated boxes. And I know that this past year in the pandemic, a lot of people have had to do their shopping online. And so lots and lots of these things are coming through the mail. And this is the corrugated cardboard. So for this little guy, a 4-inch owl, you are going to need a lot of long pieces of cardboard. For the body, it is a 2-inch by 45 inches. Well, I don't know about you, but I didn't buy anything that was that big. So what I did was I used one of my boxes that was like, I think it was like 17 inches long or something. And so I cut 3 strips out that are 15 inches by 2. And so if once they're all put together, I'm going to have my 45 by 2. And since I'm going to be gluing, it doesn't have to be, like one continuous long strip. You don't want to get them so they're really small. Like you would not want to get 45 inches using pieces that are only this long. You're going to end up with one big rolled up circle that is 45 inches in length. And for the head part, you're going to use 2 20-inch pieces. And so that was another thing. I didn't have a box that was 20 inches long, so I did have a box that was like 11 inches long. So I cut out 4 pieces that were 10 inches apiece. So I did not make this one 2 inches wide. I made this one 1.5 inches wide by 20. And here's my other one. I already did one as an example for you. And then for the wings, you need 2 pieces that are 2 inches by 3.5 inches. And then you just need some other little scraps for the beak, if you're going to use cardboard for the beak. If you're going to give him a little tail, not all owls have feather tufts up on their head. So the one that we're going to do today will not have the tufts up at the top, but that way you'll have an idea of what 2 different owls could look like. Okay, so to save a little time, I went ahead and I already cut my pieces out. Today I am going to use the hot glue gun because it is much faster. This one, this part of the head I did last night using regular white Elmer's glue. If you are using regular glue, white glue that you have at home, what you want to do is you'll make all your little pieces and rubber band them together and let them sit at least overnight so they're dry. If you're using hot glue like we are going to be using today, you can finish the project in one sitting. So let's start with the body. And probably an adult will need to cut out the pieces, but your little friends can certainly help do the rolling. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to start one piece and you're going to roll. And depending on how tight you roll it, if you do it, you don't want to do it too loosely, but it doesn't have to be extremely tight. And once you get going, do it on the table because it gives you a little more, you can mess with it a little bit more it gives you more support for the little guys. And so you're just going to keep doing this, rolling. And you don't need to glue the entire thing, as you can see. So I have the beginning done. Before I glue anything, I'm going to go ahead and get the second one started too, because that's where I'm going to be gluing these together. And then my third, and I'm going to line it up to where I'm going to be gluing it. I'm not overlapping. And here is his body. And so now I'm going to go ahead and glue. So I have my pieces already rolled. So I know this of course is my inside one. I'm going to put him back up. And like I said, it does not have to be real tight. And all you're going to be doing is with the hot glue gun is you're going to glue the end of this and there. Then you take your second one and you can go ahead and glue right along here. You're not overlapping, you're just having it meet. So you place it in so it's meeting it, and then you go ahead and you roll this guy up. And then as you get to the end of that, I'll glue that in. Hold it down for a second. It's dry. It's shaped. Run your glue gun along here. Match it. And your body is done. Now, I did not do this very tightly. As you can see, it's a little loose. And what you want to do to kind of give it a little three-dimensional type thing is you just want to push the back, the very center, out just a little bit. And that kind of gives you like the little belly. So then I already have this one done because I did it last night. It'll be going up here, and as you can see, it's protruding a little bit. That's going to be in the back because I'm going to put the eyeball here in the indentation that I've made. So you do the same thing for this. You take the two, and this is really good fine motor skills that you're having if you're having your child helping you do this, which is what we're hoping you're doing. These are, since this is Kids Corner, we want to have all of our little friends involved in recycling and making wonderful things using materials that would otherwise just be trash. And depending on how tight you roll this one was pretty tight. You want to make sure your eyeball kind of matches the other one. You don't want one really loose and really big and the other one really tight and really small. But, I mean, you could have that. It'd be a different looking owl. And so then you get to the end, and again, you want to go ahead and roll. And if you were using the white glue, you would want to go ahead and glue the inside a little bit. And then with the white glue, with the hot glue, I only use a very small amount right at the edge, along the edge of it. with the white glue, I kind of like put it, this much of it on. And so now I have my other one done. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue. And because I made this one pretty tight, I'm going to make this one pretty tight. And I just match it up. Finish rolling it around. Now I've got the eyes or the head ready. And now for the wings. This is another one where it's like a heart shape. You're having like half of a heart. So you cut this out. And then to give it a type of a texture, kind of like the feathers, what we're going to do on this one, we did not peel any of the layers off on the rolls that we made, but we are going to peel one side off of the wings. And that will give us, and the tail feathers, and the beak, and that will give us a kind of a texture to our bird for its feathers. My wings are going to go like this on either side of the body. So when I peel, I'm just going to take the one layer off and leave the middle or the rugged part left. And so I'm going to make sure that I don't do the same side. I want to make sure I get the right, I peel the right side off. So I have my wings ready. And then I've cut a little tiny thing out for the bill, the beak. You could use, like, if you had like a big seed from a plant that you wanted to use, like a really big pumpkin seed, you could use that. So here's the little thing. I'm going to peel one side off of this. And then I'm going to make tail feathers. And if you can see, I'm just taking a small piece that was left over, and I made a little crazy little thing that looks kind of like a tail. And I'm going to make it jagged at the end to kind of give it a feather look. And this would be good time for kids to practice cutting. And do the same thing. You peel one of the layers off of this. So if it does this, where it started peeling away, it's very thin, and you can just like run your fingernail along that. And so now we're going to put this little guy together. So you want to go ahead and put the seam as the bottom, and the seam will go at the bottom. And remember, we've pushed, so we want the part that's sticking out, we want that in the back. So we look at our little bird, and we're going to put him a little bit off center. So what you want to do is you want to practice first, see where the eyes will go. And then you're ready, and you want to glue right there. Now we're going to add the wings, and you just want to put a little glue here. Now the beak will go right in the middle of the head, going down a little bit over the body. Careful you don't glue yourself. And the one thing about the hot glue is it does give you these little strings like spider web. And then the tail, you just want to like ruffle it up a little bit at the bottom. Curve it just a little bit. Glue the top part. And then just go right in the middle here. And then for the eyes, if you have like buttons or seeds that you want to use or beads, I have some beads. And for this little guy, I gave him yellow just so it would be easy to see. And for this little guy, I'm going to give him orange. And one of the things about owls, it's just like people, they have different color eyes. If they're dark eyes, like black or dark brown, those are owls that like to feed at nighttime. If it's an owl that has the yellow eyes, they like to feed during the daytime. And if you have an owl that has like the orange eyes, they like to feed like at the early morning or late afternoon, early evening. So all you have to do is put a little dab of glue in there, stick your eye in, a little dab of glue on the other side. So if you have, like I said, buttons that you want to use, or beads, or if you don't have any of those and you want to have something, you could use like a small piece of construction paper, make little circles and stick them in. And so here we have two little cardboard owls. One has little feather tufts up on their head and the other one doesn't. So have fun making your owls and learning more about them.